Once upon a time, deep in the heart of River Song, there was a river so clear you could see through its glassy depths. A river that flowed under arches of bamboo, framing views of the night sky above. And when the moon was full, the riverbed would sparkle with reflected starlight. It was a beautiful sight, and an even greater joy to Emran, who lived beside it collecting the smooth, cool touch of jade pebbles during his morning jog. Those pebbles were his treasure, and one day he had a plan to share them with the world, a plan that might just make him famous. He would build the greatest lighthouse the world had ever seen, filled with those smooth green stones to guide ships safely through the night. But first, he needed more. So one night after dinner, he strolled down to the river to gather more jade for his dream. But while walking along the bank, he heard a splash and saw something dart into the water. Had it been a fish? And if so, what kind? Curious, Emran went back the next night to search for it again, bringing a boat with him this time. As the first stars twinkled overhead and the moon climbed higher, he searched and searched, finally spotting another flash of movement. There it was again, disappearing into the dark water. With a paddle, he followed after, paddling out onto the glassy expanse of River Song. There it was again. A shape like a fish, though, unlike any he'd seen before. It had a round, lantern-like body, shimmering scales the color of jade, which shone brighter than any jewel as it swam deeper below the surface. When Emran tried to get closer, the creature vanished. Yet the water rippled where it had been, and fish-shaped shadows flickered where it had gone. Emran knew then that he had found a magical jade lanternfish, a creature said to light up the darkest night, leading boats safely to shore. Only one such fish lived in all of River Song, and it was said that if you could find it, it would grant your heart's desire. He raced home to tell his wife, Alara, about his discovery, and she laughed. "You want to catch it? That fish has been lost ever since the great storm 5 years ago. The old fishermen say it was swept away from its home in the eastern sea. Without it, our river loses its nightly sparkle. And without its guidance, travelers lose their way and sometimes even drown. I'll bring back its sparkle," Emran vowed, setting off in his boat each night to search for the lost fish. For a week he searched, paddling tirelessly over River Song, searching everywhere. He called out into the night, hoping the fish could hear him. And sometimes he thought he saw it, the flickering shadow of a jade fish, but he never got close enough to catch it. Each night he returned home empty-handed, more determined than ever to find the fish. He began taking food and drink with him, eating only when he heard the call of crickets and drinking deeply from his water gourd under the watchful eyes of the moon and stars. One night he heard a rustle in the reeds by the riverbank and turned to see an old fisherman paddling toward him, his boat laden with nets. "Looking for the jade lanternfish?" the man asked, his voice as withered as driftwood. Emran nodded. "I want to help River Song regain its nightly sparkle." The old man sighed. "Many have tried and failed, young friend. You shouldn't waste your time. The fish cannot be found, not while the river flows." "I won't give up," Emran replied, his gaze fixed on the swirling water. Then the old man did something surprising. He dipped his net into the river and pulled it up, revealing a wriggling mass of fish. "See?" he said, grinning. "They're everywhere. Just catch one and you'll have your light." Emran frowned. "But you said they couldn't be found." The old man chuckled. "That's because they hide from us, but I know a trick." Reaching into his bag, he pulled out some dried fish and dropped them into the water. As the scent spread, fish began to gather, darting between the bamboo arches. With a sudden movement, the old man dipped his net again and hauled it out of the water, this time with a single beautiful fish inside. Its jade scales shimmered, reflecting the starlight like scattered diamonds. "Thank you," Emran breathed, staring at the creature in awe. The old man shook his head. "No, thank you. It was you who reminded me how beautiful River Song can be." As the fish swam in circles around Emran's boat, he realized something. It wasn't the river's sparkle he had been looking for, but the fish that made it so. In his eagerness to find the source of the sparkle, he had overlooked the fish itself. Every night he had searched for signs of the fish, only to become distracted by its elusive presence. He had missed it all along, and now that he had it, he knew exactly what he had to do. Take it back to the sea, the old man said, understanding shining in his eyes. It belongs with its own kind. Emran hesitated, his fingers curled around the fish. He wanted to show it to everyone, to share its beauty with the world. But as he looked into its wide, innocent eyes, he knew the old man was right. This fish didn't belong to him. It belonged to the river, to the travelers who depended on it. With newfound resolve, Emran steered his boat towards the open sea, the fish swimming happily beside him. As dawn approached, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. When Emran reached the shore, the fish leaped from the water, flashing one last brilliant light before disappearing into the waves. The moment Emran realized he had found the jade lanternfish, River Song had regained its nightly sparkle. Each night the river reflected the stars once more, and every boat found its way home safely. Emran's dream of capturing the river's beauty in a lighthouse didn't happen. Instead, he learned that sometimes the most beautiful things aren't meant to be possessed, but shared. The river's sparkle wasn't in its jade pebbles, but in its ability to heal, to guide, and to reflect the beauty of the night sky. And so Emran continued to live by the river, content with the view and the sound of its gentle flow, finding beauty in the everyday magic of river song, and realizing that sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones we never keep for ourselves. Every night as Imran gazed up at the stars, he remembered the jade lanternfish and the lesson it had taught him. He realized that the fish's guidance hadn't been in showing him where to find it, but in helping him find himself. In his search for the lost fish, he had found a deeper understanding of himself and the world around him. He no longer needed the fish's light to guide him because he had found his own inner light. And as long as he kept his heart open and his eyes clear, he knew he would never lose his way. And so life went on in River Song, peaceful and serene, just as it had been for generations. And the people who lived there, including Emran, continued to find beauty and magic in the everyday, never forgetting the lessons they had learned from the jade lanternfish. For many years, the villagers had relied on the jade lanternfish to guide their boats at night, but now they no longer needed lanterns at all. The river glowed naturally, reflecting the starlight like a million tiny lanterns. The fish had brought them guidance, but it was Imran's quiet strength and determination that had helped it return home. In the end, it was Imran's willingness to stay quiet and still that had allowed the jade lanternfish to swim free. He had listened to the river, to the fish, and to himself, and in doing so, he had found his own inner light. And that, my friends, is the story of the jade lanternfish of River Song. Do you remember the old saying? Eyes open, heart open, walk with the sun, sleep with the moon. If you hold on to that, you'll never lose your way.